live and direct from the Dream Hotel.
We back.
Like we never left though.
Been a minute.
It's been a minute though. 224, and what a way to get to it. We got the young legend, homie, the real homie.
I'm trying to focus on this chick. These niggas want to talk.
We gotta exclude him from the intro.
But nah, man.
Symba.
Come on, man. We gonna try to get this one together for a long time.
Minute.
Try to get it together for a long time. Last time we had it lined up, I had caught pneumonia, bro. It was bad. I was messed up, but we here now. I think that was almost a year ago. What? Yeah, like last February.
Grammys.
Yeah, it was like last February.
Right after Grammys. He's gonna do it right after Grammys.
Up in the Bay.
Yes.
In the Bay after 49ers.
Yeah, that was February last year. So I remember, man. It's glad we finally got it together.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
Nah, which I'm honestly, I think is God's timing, because, you know, over the past few months, me and you actually got to spend some real time together.
Definitely.
Out in F1 in Vegas, and just getting to know you better on a personal level, man, is just heightened my appreciation for you even more. I was a fan of the music and the way you moved, but now as a man, as a human, like, I'm even more of a fan.
Yeah, appreciate
And even more excited to see everything you got going on this year, man. So
Nah, same with you too, man. I always heard the stories about Chief. You know, Chief and Nick was doing this, Chief and you know, I've heard different stories. So when I actually got to meet you, I didn't even put two and two together until the other day. I was on the phone with Wallow, and we was talking. He was like, "Man, it's this one boy." He's like, he wasn't putting that work in. He was, I didn't even get back in touch with him. I was like, who you telling? He was like, he up there, cool. I'm like, Chief. He said, Chief, that's his name. That's his name. I was like, yeah, man, it's good to see that, man. You know that. And I've been knowing this guy for a minute too. He met me back in the studio. Like,
I was like
2019, 2018.
Yeah.
Damn near, it was early.
Yeah, it was real early.
You know, so it's just good
The music was amazing.
Yeah, it's good to see we all out here doing shit.
yeah,
That's the most important thing, bro.
And now we here.
We doing shit, you know. Sometimes we steal from our joy when we not paying attention to what we not doing versus what's actually going on. We miss it in real time. So one thing I've been trying to learn how to do is live in the moment a little more, just appreciate the fact that I ain't doing nothing illegal. You know what I mean? So it's a blessing, bro.
yeah. I think, you know, we had talked about it when we were in Vegas, like, just being at F1, you know, it was both of our first experience there, and to be in there in that capacity, you know, sometimes you don't take a step back because we're always moving around, doing this and that, but to be able to just sit there and not really have a lot of outside distractions and soak it all in, like, this is a crazy experience. Like I said, like,
It was some stuff you don't get to see, bro. You know, like a lot of my homies was calling and like, yo, bro, what's that F1 thing like? What's it like out there? I'm like, man, this is shit we not used to. You know what I mean? Like, this is a different level of just success. I didn't even know what a paddock club was until Chief showed me. You know, so we went in there. You know, we hang with all these different owners, people from Rolex, people from Moet, people from all over. So, you know, it was a good thing, no experience. I got to meet the Queen Riri, thanks to my guy. You know, I had a good conversation with Emory, so it was a good time. I was enjoyable. Yeah.
about that guy.
I had FOMO. I ain't even go lie, because I was doing complex time community.
You held it down.
Yeah.
You held it down.
Yeah, you was this motherfucker's in. I'm trying to, you know how you try to find like, let me find the silver lining, and it was.
Yeah.
Look, complex Con Community Week is a blessing to be able to like pour into these kids,
It's on your
They were there.
And it's in the backyard. It's in Long Beach, so it means even more.
Now,
With that said,
big thing.
with that said, I'm looking at the timeline. And I'm seeing both of y'all, and I'm like,
Yeah,
yo,
it was a move.
And then
Yo.
post half the amazing,
Me neither.
you know, next year.
here you go.
The other thing while we were out there is I got to hear some new music.
He got to hear the music that was made that month.
Wow. Yeah.
You hear the music that was made the last 2 months.
So the prior month, you know. So
Yeah, for me.
you know, 2024 is here.
Yeah.
What's on the horizon music wise?
No, it's coming this year. Last year, I feel like last year was like a how could I say it? Contract year for me. As much as it was a contract year for me. What I mean by that is like when you're a rookie in the NBA, you come into this thing on a rookie contract and you ball your first 3-4 years and then you get your big deal. But within them first 3 years, you start noticing like, okay, this is the agent that get all the big deals. Or this is the trader I need to work with. Or this is the part of my game I need to get better at. You start realizing all the things that help you go from being like a pro to a star, to a superstar, to an all-star, to a great, right? And it's all of these little intricate things. I felt like that's what 2023 was for me. So
I did a different understanding.
yeah, I didn't drop a lot of music because it was more so of me understanding what was going on to not only get to the next level, but remain there. Not just get hot for a minute, have a hit record. It's like, what does it actually take to stay in this game year after year after year after year? What type of people do you need around you? What do you need to know? What does your team need to look like? Paying taxes, getting the right accountants, getting the right business managers, right? All of these things play a part, and sometimes you're moving so fast you might miss something. And by missing things, you might miss shit, millions of dollars that's sitting right there. You might miss the relationship that helps you get to the millions of dollars. So it was a real, let's slow this thing down for me for a minute so I could actually see what I need to do to go to the next season and drop 40.
So that's a lot of like willpower. Maybe willpower is not the word for it, but as an artist, right, in the climate of the game now where it's frequency, like you feel like you got to release like every month because people forget, like, how do you get out of your head, or have you ever been in your head where you felt like you needed to be in that model?
I know exactly what you're saying.
You know, to where you can slow down and say, you know what, you're going to release quality product regardless, but like not falling victim or feeling like you have to keep up by releasing, you know, music at a frequency that maybe you don't even want to do it at, just to feel like it's relevant.
Yeah. Oh, great question. I feel like I always refer shit to basketball. So forgive me, that's my favorite sport. I'm a sports guy. My sports show is on the way. It's called Fair Game. Shout out to Liv Woods. The course announcement right there. But I feel like, bro, you can't get caught in like, I remember being a kid and watching this Jay-Z interview where he was like, you can't get caught in that white hot space, right? Yeah. Meaning like when you got a lighter and you just putting something on fire, that should be white, you know what I mean? But eventually when you stop lighting it, it turns gray and it gets blacker and blacker and eventually it fades away. And for me, what I started understanding was we're in a different era of how music is conceived today, or really just even listened to today. So music is, I hate to say this, I fucking hate to say this, but it's so fucking true. Music is not as important as it once was. To my experience. You say it like that because to somebody else it may be different. But to my experience, when I grew up, bro, and this ain't too far ago, it's a couple years ago, we used to still have to go like sit down in the car, read the credits, listen to the album, take in what they were saying. Nowadays, it's like music is a background, or like background music to whatever you're trying to market.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I started realizing that in around 2021, I stopped looking at myself as a rapper or as a content creator. Because even as a content creator, I still have to create music, which is content, but there's other pieces of content I could create to promote my music. So I started learning I have skills with speaking. I could be a broadcaster. I'm great in sports. You know, I love to talk about sports. I'm starting my sports show now. Giving advice to like young kids that's on the come up. There's people that are watching my live and, you know, pay to come see me talk about those things. So I started exploring those paths versus just solely depending on music to pay my bills.
Yeah.
It was like, how can I help this kid meet this person, and I could be the person that bridges the gap and take my 20%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I could still learn the game, but I don't have to be forced to do what everybody else is doing, because another thing I feel like today, people tell their story too fast. Yeah. Right? So right when you get to meet somebody in 6 months, they done gave you fucking everything, and it's like, now what? Now you doing some wild shit like marrying somebody you really don't want to be with, you know what I mean? Or dissing somebody you don't even know to get attention. Yeah. So for me, it's like, you know, let me draw back and explore other things. I don't have to just flood music every day. I got skills at other things as well.
Yeah, like utilizing all the tools in your tool belt.
Exactly.
And that's important, man. It's like, you know, we always talk about in Clean Sparks with somebody else, like emphasize it, like you're your greatest IP. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, if you're a podcaster, that's all you need to do. If you're a musician, that's all you need to do. Like, be willing to step into other things. Right. Some of them you might not be great at. Yeah. Some of them you learn to be great at, but you always, there's nothing wrong with it. And I implore people, like, find some new skills. Like, even for myself, like, I was thinking this week, like, we were talking, and I was like, you know what? I want to buy a camera, because not the sense that I think I'm going to be a videographer, but for me, I love to be able to understand the science behind it.
Exactly.
And also, too, if we ever need to do something on the fly, like, I could do that. I taught myself how to code, how to build websites. Like, you know, those are the things where you will always have skin in the game, is the more things you add to yourself. Yep. And that's not for anybody else. That's for you. At least you have that.
At least you know, like, it's so much about music as artists we don't know. You know, I was chilling with Ab Lava, great composer and writer. You know, somebody that was, I don't know if you guys know.
What?
VA? Yeah, legend. He used to rap with the Clips and everybody, but I was hanging with him, and just his, the knowledge he got, right, and the information he got stored in the back of his mind changed my perception on how I approach raps. You know what I mean? So it was like, if I don't never have that conversation, I don't go into the studio and attempt to try something new. I still do the same thing that's comfortable for me. So you got to be willing to just kind of challenge yourself to try new things, attempt new things. You're going to fail. You know what I mean? You're going to fail. You're going to fuck up. And you know, the whole point is you figure out what works for you.
And listen, is it really failure? Like, this is the sports thing, right? So
we only call it failure because that's what it was labeled. I like to look at it as data.
Exactly. Experience.
Yeah.
So, because a friend of ours, we on this group chat, and you know, the Michael Jordan, LeBron thing is. So hold on, we're not gonna go there yet.
You know, I'm LeBron James.
Okay, I know, we know, but I'm just saying on the group. Before we missed on the group chat, the thing is, my man's like, yo, nobody ever wants to talk about the 7 years of failure before Jordan got a ring. And I'm like, that's not failure, though. What are we talking about? Are you saying that, you know, every year he got closer? To your point, again, it's data, it's experience. Yeah. And then to your point where if you've seen any, like, backstories you've seen, he was like, yo, for me to get past the Pistons and ultimately get to where I got to get stronger, I got to get in the weight room. Yep. There were just certain things that he had to do. If you watch, again, your Michigan Wolverines last night, the quarterback, McCarthy, right, went through some dark moments. Now found meditation, found a tool to help him go from A to Z. And you saw it even at halftime. He was with his, I guess, his psychologist, and they were doing a practice where they were refocusing, like it was a check-in, like at that moment. And that's what we have to do constantly in life with ourselves. We got to check in. That's all. There is no failure. We're checking in. We're getting the data. Then we're applying the data. And that's what you talked about earlier. You know what I mean? how now you have all of this information that was just kind of out there floating, and you had an idea or a certain point of view
for sure.
Music business was like before, but now you were like, no, I'm in it,
Yeah.
and I see that this is necessary.
See what it is.
I need this person. I need this person. I need to eat.
It's like if we look at like Wimbiana right now, right? I've been watching this fucking dude averaging 19 and 10, right, as a rookie, right? Chet Holmgren killing it too. This dude Wimbiana is averaging 19 points as a rookie, right? Can you imagine in year 4 what he's going to know, how he's going to move after getting used to lifting weights, after getting used to NBA defenses and offensive schemes and structure? Can you imagine what he's going to do at that height with that athleticism?
Also, once he gets accustomed to the interviewing, all sleeping schedule. He's from Paris. He lives.
He's on a
US
whole
now.
nother time.
He in a whole different time. It's culture shock.
Yeah.
So once he gets everything down, and he's like they used to say, I know where the bathroom is now.
Yeah.
Once he knows where the bathroom is, it's gonna be a problem.
That's what make people great. Like, they know what they're good at, and they know what they're not good at, so they know what to work on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, KD, like, not only one of my homies, but like one of my idols, and somebody that fortunately I have a relationship to be able to watch and ask questions and see things. If you watch KD practice, you can't tell the difference from the game or practice. Every step, every release, every shot, it's a game time decision.
To it.
No half-ass to it. So it's like when he gets to the game, he don't even see the lights. It's second nature to him.
Yeah.
He already practiced it. Some people get caught in the, I've been there. Shit, I still be there. You know what I'm saying? Getting caught up in the lights, caught up in certain things. And like you say, you got to check in. You got to dial back. That's the point of like having a household. You know what I mean? Where a motherfucker come home, look in the mirror, wake up every morning and be like, I was tripping last night. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if you just running around hotel to hotel, girl to girl, well, you're not even thinking what's going on. You just doing whatever.
Because it's not found check you, right?
You gotta check in with yourself. That's real shit.
And then, like you said, assembling what your team is to the checks and balances, the accountability, okay, if I lack in this department, I know my man is extremely strong in that. Not only can I learn from him, but I know somebody is executing that at a high level. And you always talk about it, shrinking the room, you know. Nip talked about it, you know, circle got smaller, everybody can't go. And you notice the people that operate at an extremely high level, they might be 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, bro.
Not saying they don't work with a bunch of other people, but their circle is extremely tight because you got to be able to link arms and like hold each other down when things is good, hold each other down when things are bad, learn from each other. And we have to get better as, even myself, you know, as being a mentor to younger kids and disseminating this information. And that's one of the big reasons we started this podcast. It's not to share my glory stories about, you know, streetwear and coming up in that. And when I used to do music, it's to really talk about like the journey and all the things that I've learned so that the next kid, you know, can be like, oh, wow, I didn't know I could do that. I take that route. We want to be stewards of the information because it's no good if you don't share it, you know? And a lot of times we get in our own way because we're trying to keep up with everybody else, you know? And so these kind of conversations to us are
it's very important. It's like one thing I've learned, bro, kind of what you're saying is like, you could only help who wants to succeed. You know what I mean? Everybody, some people got a fear of flying, bro. Some people comfortable right where they at in life, and you might want more for that person. You know what I mean? You try to challenge them for more, but that might not be what they want, right? And who are you to try to force them to want more? So it's like sometimes you got to know the difference. What I was talking to Duke about this shit in my home cast is like, something that 2023 taught me is like, your day 3's be your realest niggas. you know, because your day ones, these is niggas you was forced to be around. Your mama moved somewhere and you had to go to school with these niggas. Y'all played on the same basketball team, grew up doing music, right? But then you go get a job or you go off to school, right? And these be your day twos. These is people that you start co-workers and we start going out for drinks with. And, you know what I mean? You're studying with this person. Then you got day threes, who is people you relate to through growth. So it's like, you got a kid, I got a kid. You got a business, I got a business. So we want to go to this conference together. And on the way to this conference, we're becoming friends. But ultimately, we got a goal that we trying to achieve. And when your friendships align, you learn to grow with people versus trying to make them become what you want them to be. And that's something that I stopped doing in 2024, is trying to force people to be what I see them as and accepting them for who they are.
Yeah, and in meeting people where they are, that doesn't mean that you have to, like,
Belittle
or keep going back.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep, it's like, I love you right where you're
lane from a distance.
but I'm not, that's not where I want to be.
Yeah.
And it takes too much of my energy to pull you in. And if you keep doing that, at some point, there was some film I saw, the dude was like, if you keep pulling back, one day you're going to pull some shit up that it ain't going to be good for you. It's going to be a wrap because you won't leave it alone. You want to keep, keep one foot over in the crib.
Yeah.
And it may not be you. It may be your parents. It may be whatever. And you like, but I have to. They're my parents, or I have to. It's my family.
That's the fucked up part that we grow up as, is like black men, bro. It's like
We harnessed with shit.
it's because, one, we damn near 800 years behind, right? These societies and shit that was created. Some people like to say 200-300 years. I like to say 800. Because there's a lot of shit before that they didn't show us. But that's neither here nor there. One, we're so far behind. Two, it's like, we get in these spaces where we feel guilty. We feel guilty for succeeding, so we want our people to feel the same way. So we not feeling like, damn, I just bought a Rolex, but homie can't buy milk. You know what I'm saying? So we try to like naturally pull him up, but it's like, man, that ain't your job to try to help that person. As much as you may want to pull that person up and you want them to be there, that ain't your job. They gotta want that for themselves. You know what I mean? And we live with these traumatic experiences as black kids, as guilt. Like, first thing we do, we make it. It's like, I gotta buy my mom a house. I gotta buy my daddy a car. I gotta get a whole hood $100,000. I gotta do this. Man, we watch these white kids get drafted to the NFL. They getting drafted from their parents' big ass house with the big ass truck in their garage. They ain't gotta go do that because their parents did their part. Now their parents have it a little more set up fair than we got it over here. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean we can't do our part to where we not providing a platform for our kids to depend on our kids. I don't want to be the dad that my son go in the league and I'm like, hey, nigga, I want to get that Bentley, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, I got my own Bentley. Go do your thing, son.
That's where you hear these stories about how
Jalen's dad.
we blow through $80 million. And you look at like the percentage rate of athletes who go broke, it's us that go broke. And that's because, one, there's no financial literacy, but then, like you said, the guilt behind, like, they got that, and then everybody's knocking. Even to the point where you might not even want to post, like, yo, I bought a new car, because somebody gonna be in you, like, oh, you bought a new car.
I bought a new car, bro, last January, bro. I bought a new car this January. The only difference is I didn't post the one I bought this January. And when I posted it last year, I lost every friend I had.
Yeah.
I lost every friend I had because they associated that car in their mind with a certain amount of money.
And they feel entitled.
Right? And they felt entitled to that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a car, something as simple as a car, they not understanding business credit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And all these different things and ways they not understanding that. They just, oh, he got a $300,000 car. He must have $5 million. Yeah. He must have $10 million in your pocket. So now they add you up. You know what I mean? They add you up. You coming around, you going out to eat, you paying the bill. Right? We go to the club, you paying the bill. Right? So they start associating it with it. Boom. Oh man, can I borrow some money? All right, man, look, I borrowed some money, but it's like, you know, I got you. It ain't like niggas is asking for 500. Niggas want 10,000. Okay, if I give you this 10,000, what you gonna do with it? Like, what are you gonna do with 10 grand? I'm finna give you 10 grand, bro. Yeah. Ain't nobody else finna give you 10 grand. Yeah. Nigga, the bank won't even give you this shit. You can't even get approved for it with your credit and your fucking history on paper. So I'm going, what are you gonna do with it? I'm about to go bust this play. I'm about to go do it. You about to go get us in some shit. Yeah. That's what you about to go do. You about to go get us in some shit and fuck up everything we got going on because you want to go buy a watch. Yeah. You want to keep up with niggas that don't even like you in the first place. Fuck them niggas, bro. Do what matters. Get low. Grind, nigga. Get your shit up and go buy whatever the fuck you want to buy. But we got this mentality of, he got it, I gotta get it too. Yeah. He got it, I gotta get it too. And if he ain't gonna give it to me, I gotta take it from him. Yeah. It's fucked up. So if you learn these things as you come into this space, you know what I mean? You start learning how to navigate through them, and it's just like, damn.
This is such a complex and nuanced conversation though, because again, to your earlier point, there's a reason for the mentality. It was developed, or it was fostered through traumatic experiences. You know what I'm saying? And that's not giving anybody an excuse. It's just, that's the reality of it.
No, the real shit.
You know what I'm saying? And we just got to figure out, man, like,
we gotta stop glorifying bullshit, dog. Like,
hell yeah.
I remember, bro, being a kid, I could think this girl name was Samantha, something like that. White girl, blonde girl, blue eyes, right? My mom had me in this fucking school in the Berkeley Hills called Oxford.
Okay.
Right? Which was like a good school, right?
Great.
And I remember this girl Samantha coming in one day after summer vacation, and we all used to have to write a paper about what we did over the break and everything, what we learned. And Samantha talked about how she went to Italy or France or some shit with her dad and learned about this and the Medicis and all of this shit, right? And I'm roasting her. Like, don't nobody want to hear about that shit. Ooh, all you was eating French toast, taste my syrup. I'm roasting her, right? To get 30 years old and find out the shit she was talking about in the 6th grade. Yeah. I'm like, damn, this little girl knew about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just now finding out about this shit 24, 25 years later. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we bash motherfuckers who had a dad. Yeah. Oh, that nigga grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. No, nigga, that nigga parents did their part. Yeah.
Yo, did you ever? So you seen the documentary or the 30 for 30? It's with Jalen Rose, and he was talking about the Duke players and how he hated them, right? You know Jalen Rose. He hated Duke. He was like, yo, he was honest. He was like, I thought they were a bunch of Uncle Toms. But then but then we got on the court with the motherfuckers, and they was the real grand, you know, the Hill boys and all. He was like, God damn, you know what I mean? Like, they could ball.
Weird.
But the point was, he was also like, I didn't like him because I didn't have a dad.
Yep.
His dad was in the house. His dad was an NFL player. His dad was the president of the Cowboys. His mom went to school with Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is Grant Hill's mother.
His parents obtained a lot more information to be able to pass down to him to show him it's possible.
Which is why now he's owning a team. His dad was like a president of the Orioles. Like, his dad had not only did Calvin play, but but my point is we're so quick. We're all guilty of that when we were younger, coming from where we come from. Like, oh, that corny ass nigga. Da-da-da-da-da. Nah, homie. I want the Cosby life. That shit's dope.
Nigga, we glorify going to jail.
Yeah.
real nigga, I did time. The fuck does that mean? You got caught for some illegal shit, nigga. That don't make. Who life did you change? Who did you assist in life?
And do you think like,
And it's nothing wrong with nobody telling their story. I don't want nobody
yeah.
feel like I'm knocking somebody's story. What I'm saying is, we'll glorify the nigga that went to do 25 years in prison versus the nigga that went to college for 4 years and started a trucking company or started an electrician company or whatever, and he's successful, right? Like, I was just talking to my homies about this shit. I was telling one of my homies, I was like, bro, you mentally still thinking like the kid when we was 16, right? So it was this girl in high school, and we all know the popular girl in high school that gets around, right? So she was the popular girl in high school that gets around. So word would get around, hey, such and such, do this, sir. Such and such parents be gone at night. She can do it through there, you know what I'm saying? It's good, right? So now this girl, you know, do her thing. Everybody was messing with the girl. Now, as we got older, this girl went on to college. This girl went on to get a degree. This girl went on to start a business, get married, have children, become a homeowner, right? And some of the homies was seen her the other day and was trying to get at her like she was still that same little girl, right? And I said, bro, y'all can't do that.
Yeah.
She didn't grow up. Y'all still looking at her as the little girl that she used to creep through her. No, nigga, she a homeowner now. She got kids. She's a wife. You still that same nigga trying to creep through the window. You got to correct yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with her. That's the problem. We don't like to see somebody getting somewhere without us if we not involved. We got to stop that shit. Holding people down to what we didn't get to yet. That shit is bad, bro. It's bad for our community. And not all of us do that. You know, I'm speaking on certain communities and entertainment and sports spaces and friends who have friends of success and feel like they owe something just because they friends.
Speaking of community, right? Over the break, do we ever have a break? Like, you know, over the break, over these 2-3 weeks, one of the things I saw was, it was on IG. It was about, what's her name? Monique.
Yeah.
And she had been on Steve Harvey.
Oh,
right? And it was, and she was talking about, you know, integrity and this and that. And he was telling her that, hey, like, when you tell the truth, then these are the ramifications. We're the money game. She's like, nah, but y'all were telling me, you know, dolo to myself that I was right in my stance and in my positioning, but to the media, to the whole media, you were saying other things. And this is to my point of community. Our community seems to be fractured for 2 reasons, right? So we have we got to get to the money, which I get. But in you getting to the money, if we don't get there together collectively, because one person or 10 is not equal to 260 people. You know what I mean? 260 billionaires and 4 billionaires is different, right? So again, the information, and do you think we're like, do you think we holding each other up enough? Like, are we positioning each other enough?
I don't think we know how.
You don't think we know how?
I don't think we know how.
Okay.
I think we were taught that. I think it's exactly what you're saying, bro. It's in that situation, there's 2 sides of it, right? It's somebody that's standing on integrity versus somebody that's doing what's right to keep the lights on for them. You can't fault either one in that situation because you don't know either one's goals, past, or what it took for them to get there, right? So you can't say Steve Harvey is wrong unless Steve Harvey told Monique to go do that and she did it and he didn't represent her in that. Now Monique wants to stand on quote unquote business. You know what I mean? That's her decision. You can't expect somebody to do the same because that's what you wanted to do. Now, there is a side to this thing here where we can't expect to get further if we're not going to understand how to stand up for each other.
Exactly.
So it divides us. We got to kind of pick one. Are you on the side of the money or are you on the side of the people? Either one is cool, but you got to let us know so we at least know that's what side he stands on. So
And
like
we don't
I said,
even need to count on
feel me? Like I said, you can only help who wants to succeed.
Exactly.
So if that's not what you want to do, let us know. Cool. I'm not going to call you Uncle Tom. You still my brother. I just know I can't come to you when it come down to this black shit. You know what I'm saying? Cool. That's fine. But come down to getting some money, come down to putting some deals together, I know I could come to you for that. Outside of that, you show me when you it's cool. I'm not going to look at you no different. The problem is when you get people who act like, I was just telling my little sister this, it's like the girl that go get her body done and become a fitness trainer.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You telling me to do all of these sit-ups and all. You didn't do none of this shit to get that body. You're tricking me to get the money. So you got to kind of at least let me know which side you stand on to be real enough to let me make a decision for myself of how I want to deal with you. You know what I mean? So, and no side is wrong. Steve Harvey ain't wrong. Monique ain't wrong. We just watched the Cat Williams
I'm like, go there. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Great fucking interview. Shout out to Cat Williams. Like, we needed that.
Did we?
The fucking culture needed that. We needed that to let people know it's okay to fucking be honest. If this is your story and how you feel, speak how the fuck you feel. Everything ain't gotta be CNN and ESPN. You know what I'm saying? I just was watching It Is What It Is with Mason Cam, and they had Sebastian Telfair on there.
I saw that.
Telling some of the realest shit
About
that I
Stefan
wondered about
Lover.
of what happened to his fucking career because I grew up watching Through the Fire. You know what I'm saying? But back to Cat Williams. We had Cat Williams go viral from speaking truth. Now, Cat Williams is speaking on several things and different things. That's his perspective of things. We can't say Kevin Hart's not talented because he didn't have this path or didn't sell out this. Who's to say Kevin Hart's goal was to be the funniest comedian? How we didn't know he didn't want to be the biggest movie star? You know what I mean? How we didn't know Steve Harvey didn't want to be a big TV host instead of being a comedian. So I could see if just Cobb, if they're saying, I only want to be a comedian, that's what I want to do, Cat got a point. I think Cat has a point all around. I'm not saying nothing he said is wrong. I'm just saying sometimes we got to be aware of what people's goal even is before we bash them or tell them they're doing something wrong. We need to see what the goal is that they even hear, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, because it's been. Well,
That's like me, bro, coming on y'all show like, y'all doing this whole show wrong. See, the way I see it in my head, right? We supposed to have, whoa. Nigga, this ain't my show. Go make your own motherfucking show. This was your idea. Who the fuck am I to come intrude on your IP? Yeah. We gotta stop doing that shit as black people. That's one thing we gotta stop.
For sure. And even in the workforce, like hiring or bringing creators on to do things and then telling them what to do. I'm sure it's the same thing with artists. They go in the studio and you sign out artists for a specific thing and then they get in there and you're like, don't do that. We need you to do that. Mm-hmm. It's okay if you're trying to help them push further, but don't try to change up their whole thing.
Because
eventually down the line, it all comes back like, that wasn't me. You know what I mean? Like,
that's crazy you said that, because I'm actually having trouble right now finding video directors because of that exact reason. I'm somebody to where I don't like to tell people how to do what they good at. So when I'm coming to do a video with somebody, I'm expecting this person to hear the song, and I'm bringing my vision of the song into your space as a director. You see what I'm saying? The problem is these directors today still shooting videos like we in 2015, flamethrowers, butt-naked girls in the kitchen with weed on the counter. All this old shit we've been doing for the last man, I don't want this same ass fucking girl who been in every nigga down the street video and my motherfucking video, bro. Let's do something different. Let's represent something different. So then when you tell people that, it's like, oh, I don't know, he's hard to work with. I can't figure it out. No, motherfucker, you're not creative.
Yeah.
You sitting up here milking this industry. It's like the fucking clothing designers, bro, who take emojis and put them on fucking t-shirts and say they got a clothes on.
Yeah, you're not a designer.
You're not a fucking designer, bro. You're a hustler.
Yeah. I mean, I think
That's okay. Just be a hustler. But don't be out here telling people, oh, I design like this and I'm a clothing designer. No, you're not.
And I'm gonna have a showroom at Paris Fashion.
No, you're not.
Yeah. And also too, I feel like is disrespectful to, like, say you're an artist, right? And you make thought-provoking music.
Yeah.
I bring you my music. That's what you got out of it.
Come on, man.
That also tells me you don't really listen to music.
It's not for you.
You know what I mean? So it all goes through it, like, in the same way. Like, if I'm working with a creative person, I can't design, but I can give you, like, some things on my mind. And if you're a real creative, you're able to craft that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like for me, like if I'm into something and you're like, yo, I need a marketing plan for this. Like when we were talking, we had a short ride on the golf cart. He was playing me music, and we just started kicking ideas back and forth about, like,
And he's hearing shit in seconds.
you know what I mean? But that's because really a fan of listening to it, but it's evoking an emotion in me.
Yeah.
And you cannot be a creative if when you hear or see things, it doesn't evoke emotion. That's why we're so tethered to people like Nas and Jay and Kendrick and Cole and what 21 Tiny has evolved into Jordan, bro. Because when you watch them play or hear their music, it evokes an emotion in you. You know what I mean? Like when you see Allen Iverson play. So
It gave you a feeling.
I gave you a feeling. Like I still can listen to Nas songs and feel like I'm in Queensbridge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yo, if you being honest, when you touch down at JFK or LaGuardia and you in the car,
I play the same song every
yes, and you like, or you like turn on Hot 97 because it invokes, like you said, the picture has been painted, this feeling.
Yes.
Yo, when I'm going over that bridge, I'm thinking like,
And that's the problem with rap music today, bro, is like the feeling is gone. Its feeling is gone because
it's no feeling.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because you got people, and this is not all why, it's a small portion, okay? Right? Like Chief just said, we on the back of a fucking golf cart playing music from an iPhone speaker. He can hear a song in a 30 seconds and say, bro, what if the rollout for this was like this? What if the visual looked like this? What if artistically you tried this? Because Chief is somebody that's from the culture, who understands the people like him, who's going to identify with what's being said and how that should look. Problem is, the person in the record label went to school to market tomatoes. So they don't have that fucking experience that he has. So their version of that is, let's go on a rooftop and get a helicopter.
Yo,
And I'm not talking about my
now,
because my label was great. I'm talking about the mass amount of hip hop in general. We got people working in this culture that ain't of this fucking culture.
but that's because also, and I agree, but that's because we gave them the keys to the house.
I agree.
We don't own our house.
I agree. I agree.
We're renting our house.
I agree. I agree, bro.
We're renting our house.
We're all a part of the problem. It ain't nobody's problem.
So it's like you sitting there and you're like, why is the music sounding like this? Because you have people that are in these positions that are not from the culture, and they were looking at it like how they do, like, oh, that's whoever, that's Meek over there, or that's so and so, and he's got this on, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's like selling shoes to them online.
Yeah.
But then they get to go back to the house.
But then
You understand what I'm saying?
there's an other side of that. to where you'll get the artist that pops off, right? Takes the fuck off. Young black man, right? Creates jobs for other black men up under him. And then his friend gets the fucking executive position, right? The friend gets the executive position because this artist sold X amount of records or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So then the friend starts signing artists and start telling those artists to do what worked for his friend.
Yeah.
That may not be what works for them.
Yeah.
You know, so this
It's also how to
it's
put
a
the right.
lot of it.
You gotta put the right person in place.
Yeah, it's
I really had so many years ago, like, I'm all about, like, anybody can ask me, like, every job I've been at, I've brought people along with me, but I bring the right people with me because I also have to be accountable, you know what I mean? And I also have to, like, if somebody, they ain't gonna go to that person, they're gonna be like, yo, why'd you bring this? You know what I mean? So again, when we're in the positions and we have the opportunity to lift somebody up, make sure you still lifting up the correct person.
Exactly.
We've all seen it in the music industry. Like, the homie gets the job, but the homie don't know what he's doing.
we don't know what he's doing.
The manager gets the job, but the manager has just been your boy for 15 years, but don't know nothing about business.
And not even trying to learn.
Exactly.
Not even taking the proper precautions to learn the game. You might be putting him around people. He not even asking, hey, Jay, hey, Erie, when y'all was doing such and such and such, why did y'all do it this way? This motherfucker want to talk about the Celtics beating OKC last night. Nigga, we ain't here for that.
How many cars?
You know what I'm saying? We ain't here for that. Oh, Shea Alexander, he should be MVP. Yeah. Okay, nigga, we understand Shea Gildridge is nice. But come on, bro. We got some goals to achieve, too.
Yeah. And you just can't be around people that you can learn from and then refuse and not even think to, like, ask those questions or, like, and that's why I, like, have so much love and respect for people like Emery.
Yeah.
Because whether you're around him for 5 minutes or for 5 hours, he gonna give you as much game as you asking and as you want. But
That's just the same way.
yeah, and those are the kind of people you have to align with, especially if you want to do you want to be in the business.
Exactly.
You know, for the young artists and entrepreneurs out there, like, align yourself with those people. When you're next to those people, ask the right questions, like, you know what I mean? Because if not, you're really, you know, doing yourself a disservice, and you're wasting that person's time.
Yeah, and they eventually they gonna shut the door. It's gonna be quiet, but they gonna just like, yeah, for sure, because they recognize, like, yo, you've been around me all this time and you haven't utilized me in this fashion.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you want to call me about coming to a game or, you know, can we hang out? Like, nah, like, call me, like, it's something that's going to
I tell
actually.
people all the time, bro, it's okay to use me, just don't misuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the habit of misusing people at times. You know, I've been victim of it, you know, and I've had to learn how to just bring something to the table.
That's it.
It ain't got to be the best dish on the table. Bring something to the table.
Yeah.
Something. Even if it was the cake after this fire-ass chicken, it might have been the tequila it might have been the water. Bring something to the table.
Yeah.
Something.
That's it. So, switching courses, I want to know, because I know your love. I mean, we all love sports.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
What was your introductory kind of moments or players to, like, really fall in love with sports?
I would have to say Deion Sanders, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and post Michael Jordan. Here's why I say post Michael Jordan. I didn't understand the game of basketball at the time when Jordan was dominating the game, but I did understand entertainment. So the same way I didn't understand football at the time, but I understood Deion running down that sideline doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was intriguing to me. Kobe Bryant was always intriguing to me because it was like, how does this nigga do this shit in real time? Like, Kobe would come down, knock down 3 threes in a row, go block the shot, come back down, dunk on a motherfucker, go sit down, come back, knock the first 3 down in the game, take the game. It was just like, I never seen nothing like that in real time until I went back and watched Michael Jordan DVDs and classic games and classic finals, and I'm like, oh shit, this is where Kobe got the shit from, right? But then LeBron was like, for me, the first icon that was a human being. Like, growing up, I always felt like icons was larger than life, like people you don't never see, or people you don't never get to touch, or you don't never get to meet because they so big. It's like they can't be out like that. LeBron was like the first person I seen that was like larger than life, but like a posting on Instagram, or like even before Instagram, like going to Steph Curry's games, to a Davidson game, where he could have been going to, you know what I mean, the Kentucky games and all of these things. It's like he was the first person I seen that was like human. Like, I'm gonna open a school, you know what I mean, with like apartments in here for people to live who ain't got nowhere to go. I'm gonna start a movie company and redo the movies I grew up watching as a kid for kids today. I'm gonna put my homies on because they want to learn. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give them the game. I'm gonna do everything I can. So we never got to see that. You know what I mean? We never got to see who Mike's homies was.
Yeah.
Who Kobe's homies was. You know what I mean? We get to see it with Dion now because Dion is still Dion and he coaches. So we know Shador, we know Shiloh, we know everybody. But it's like, we never got to really see that until LeBron. And for me personally, that was just like everything to me. Just watching somebody that I heard about being the next Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, coming to the game and supersede everything they said he was going to be and past that.
Yeah.
You know, so I would definitely have to say Mike, Kobe, Dion, and LeBron was my introduction to like loving sports and being captivated.
And then as a kid, did you root for the Kings or Warriors?
Oh, neither. Lakers.
Lakers, ever since.
Lakers. I didn't start rooting for the Warriors, bro, until Mark Jackson got there. I wasn't really a Monte Ellis fan. And Monte Ellis was balling. I was a fan of that We Believe team.
Yeah.
In 08 with Steven Jackson, Matt Barr, Jason Richardson. I was a fan of that team. But the Warriors, they just were never good when I was a kid. The Kings were good, but the Kings was like, if anybody watching this from New York, the Warriors was like the Knicks and the Kings is like the Brooklyn Nets. It's like, this is the heart and soul of Northern California. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking the Warriors. So the Kings is like 45 minutes north. You know, all that. So I never really was a Kings fan. But the closest thing to winning, being from California, was the Lakers. Yeah. And my favorite player is Kobe. So I was just naturally a Laker fan.
Yeah.
That's dope. Kobe fan.
Kobe fan, bro. Kobe turned me into a Laker fan. And then when Kobe left, I was already a LeBron fan. So it was like, I'm going wherever LeBron go. And then as I got, I'd say 2016, I became the biggest KD fan. And then it was like, wherever KD go, I'm a fan of wherever he go now. So that's why I say I'm a Golden State Lakers son.
Golden State Lakers son. Yeah, that's dope.
All three get smacked by the Nuggets.
You know you better die by Denver.
Denver's tough right now, bro. I never seen a starting five where everybody can shoot. Never seen that.
Mall's a beast.
He's a beast. Contavious is a beast.
I mean, I like
Gordon's a beast.
what it reminds me of, and not saying like dynasty-wise, because, you know, they've only won the one chip, but what the Warriors were able to do through the draft when they went on their run, right?
Yeah.
They had the veterans, but you look at, besides Murray, and I have a bunch of high draft picks, but they built through the draft, good free agency, and just kind of like saw what was working and bring in the correct pieces.
Yeah, you seen that they like each other.
Yeah, and they play great nucleus basketball. If you look at the teams now, where there's so many teams that are like, you have maybe 6 teams that are really good in the league right now.
Cool.
And then you have the rest of them, if you watch them, every game looks different because there's no cohesiveness. You know what I mean? Whether that's the coach or the players, but they haven't bought into what great teams do. If you look at all the great dynasties, they buy in to each other, how they play, how the coaches coach, and you just see the cohesion of it. And
I think that's what makes Denver so good is because they brought basketball back to reality.
mm,
Right? It's like we went through eras of basketball. So it was like the LeBron James era, right? And then the LeBron James era went to the Stephen Curry era. Now, everybody in the Stephen Curry era is just like we can shoot from half court. So the center starts shooting, people pulling from 50, right? All of this type of shit. I think what Denver has done is like kind of brought it back to like a San Antonio Spurs basketball cohesive thing of like, let's get back to playing the game the way it was
High percentage
before we was
shots.
all shooting these crazy ass threes.
Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of it.
yeah.
Do you think that's also because the coach is a second generation coach?
I think it's that. I think it has a lot to do with Chief just said the way they went through the draft. They picked the proper players. They pulled certain people in to complement those players, right? Because if we think about it, shit, Denver would have been probably would have won in the bubble if Jamal Murray doesn't get hurt. See what I'm saying? So this dude tears this for they was beating everybody ass. Let's be clear. You know what I'm saying? They got to the Lakers. We had Dwight Howard down there. And he was giving Jokic some issues, but that was before Jokic was Jokic. That following year,
Lost that weight.
lost that weight. Murray started getting back in shape. They came back last year. Look what happened. So I think they could have did it because they had all the pieces to do it. I think now the question is, how do you keep all of them together?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think they did, right? Gordon is locked in.
I mean, they lost a couple people. Like Brown I thought that was going to be a bigger loss, but the young guys in Braun is like the kid Braun.
He can't.
You know why I was never worried about Bruce Brown? Peyton Watson.
Nice.
Peyton Watson, I knew would step up and be that young guy that could fulfill that scrappy. I can get you a bucket. I could play D. I can get you a block when you need it. I could knock the three down. I could dunk to excite the crowd. I knew he'd pick up that times too. That's why I was like, yeah, Denver loaded.
So you're a diehard. You're more NBA fan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of organizations. I'm a fan of just the game as a general. But
I'm saying, are you an NFL fan?
so here's what's crazy about that. Always been basketball first. This prize pick shit has turned me into the biggest NFL fan. It has turned me to the biggest NFL fan. I was never big on the NFL like that. Of course, I like players. We grew up watching Randy Moss and trying to moss everybody. You know what I mean? But man, bro, working with prize picks has made me watch every second of these games, which has made me understand football a lot more from the coaching, the strategies. Like, I've become a big fan of the Ravens, not because of Lamar Jackson or their offense, because I just love how their fucking defensive coordinators just fuck with people. It's like they got the sharpest coordinators in the game to know what everybody's going to do. And we're going to give you this glimpse of what you think. Like, they'll run some shit that looks like man and fall back into a zone and just hop a route before you ain't even see the dude right there. I just love, like, the thought process behind that shit of just beating your opponent to the punch.
It's calculated.
You know what I mean? So I'm slowly becoming, like, a big football fan, but I don't think it'll ever be before basketball.
Boxing.
That's a new one for me, too.
Okay.
So, tell you a story about that. My auntie, I got an auntie, she hates when I say it, but she's an introvert. She don't like hanging with people. She don't like being around a lot of people unless it's family, but she loves her motherfucking boxing. And one thing I noticed is my auntie's more excited and more of herself when she got her blunt and she watching boxing. So I started pulling up on my auntie, just watching boxing to spend time with my auntie, and that turned into me getting more into boxing. God, so my auntie put me on like Shakir Stevenson, who was a good friend of mine. I fuck with him heavy. Jared Anderson, who I walked out last year, who's my favorite heavyweight right now. Big Bud Crawford fan. Big Tank Davis fan. I just bought tickets for my auntie and my mom to go see Devin Haney fight in the Bay. That was dope for my auntie because she never wants to get out the house. But I was like, I got somewhere for you to go.
Main fight, him had a marquee fight in the Bay.
Yeah. Shout out to Devin Haney.
Now he's about to fight Garcia,
Yeah.
right? I think they locked in Danny Garcia and then
Hope so.
not Danny Garcia, Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia, yeah.
Ryan Garcia. That man.
Like one thing like, even when we were in Vegas, I saw you ran into Westbrook and you guys were chopping it up.
Yeah.
Seeing LeBron and all these athletes and other artists supporting you. What's that like, man, to you know, be fans of people and now they're fans of you?
Yeah, nah, that shit is, you gotta learn how to deal with that shit because it could be a side of it to where you could kind of come across as just like too overly excited. You know what I mean? Because it's naturally like your idol's fucking with you. But then you gotta remember like, bro, I just was watching some shit with Russell Westbrook the other day. What's the kid that got that song, Left? Right. Let me see you do it. I forgot, I think it's D1. I don't want to say his name wrong or something, but he got a song that's probably like Left, Right. Let me see, something like that. And I was watching Westbrook at the Clippers game. And he was just getting it to that motherfucker, right? He was going crazy, right? And I was like, man, I bet you when that kid made that song, he never would have imagined that Russell Westbrook, whatever, you know what I mean, would be this excited to hear the song to the point to where if that kid was to walk in there, Westbrook might run up to him. Yeah. So that shows you again, like I say, the humanity in motherfuckers. So it's like when you see Bron, and even when we seen Russ, I didn't even know if he knew me. Like, if you peeped, I was kind of hesitant to even say something because I didn't want to. You started the conversation off with him. I didn't even want to like intrude, and you know what I mean. Sometimes we bring the homie around and talk too much or just say the wrong shit at the wrong time. I hate being that person, so I didn't want to say nothing. So he talking to TV like, "What's up, Symba?" I'm like, "Oh shit, what's up, bro?" You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it'd be a shock and it'd be surprising, but overall, what I could say, man, is that shit validation. Yeah, it's validation more than anything because it's like people you look up to. It's two people you want to fuck with your shit the most. The fans that actually love what it is you do, like people that actually go through what you go through, and people you looked up to. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, KD, it's like, I feel like because they fuck with me, I owe it to them for fucking with me to do right by them fucking with me. So it's like, at times when I'm being lazy, I gotta write a song. KD fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta post something up. I know he in the gym. I know Brian in the gym. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let me hit Duke. Let me see what we doing today. What's the studio looking like? So it be validation, bro. But it be shocking sometimes. It be real shocking.
Yeah, nah, but it's deserved, man. Like your music. It's a breath of fresh air in a crowded space.
Man, thank you, bro. Thank you.
And I'm excited, man. I don't know when I know you dropping some music soon.
Yeah, no, it's coming, man. Me and Duke, where Duke at?
Duke done fell asleep back there.
Duke.
Big Duke.
What's up, man? This is my dog right here. He been producing everything.
Yeah?
Yeah, we've been working on this new album together. You know, my boy, what's going on, man? Creators right here. He been working, man. He been going crazy. I met Duke. Duke is the definition of what I was saying as a day 3.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like we've grown together over these past 2 years. He's taught me a lot, bro. So a lot of the new music y'all getting ready to hear and the sound y'all getting ready to hear, this who producing it right now.
Duke. Oh man. So how'd you guys link up?
It's crazy. We actually met from the game. So the rapper of the game is one of my
Shout out Chuck.
Yeah, shout out Chuck, my brother. Me and Chuck always meet just talking about music every day. That's like our music joke. It's really our same relationship. Music, we joking, talking about life, better, just ideas, you know, things that help us grow as men. And he brought up Symba, and I'm like, yeah, Symba hard. And he like, man, I'm about to have you come through today. You should pull up. So I pull up to the store. Symba come through, you know, good energy, smiling, rapping, just got this energy to it. I'm like, damn, I like this dude. You know what I'm saying? We chop back and forth. We had a couple mutual homies, my boy Hawk, our boy Hawk and my boy Doc is tight. So they just put us together in the studio. We just been cooking ever since.
Yeah.
And our first project, you know, that we worked on, I want to say together from beginning to conception to coming out was all state time with DJ Drama, yeah. So that was big. That was my first time working with Drama. So Sam put that together.
And like that's the good thing about somebody like a Duke is what we was talking about earlier is like understanding the value of what's going on. So it's like Duke did On God on Results Take Time, the song On God, but his songs like Blessings and Pop Out and Overnight and Never End Up Broke that he didn't produce, but he's in every session like, bro, what if we drop the beat right here? Like, what if we move the hook right here? Like, this verse can be harder. Or like, what if we change this up or drop these strings? So it's like, it ain't always just about like producing the beat. It's like, he's helping me produce myself as an artist. It's deeper than just a song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's one thing that's missing in music today as well is like, okay, do these textures go with your voice, right? Do these drums, we've been doing shit with no drums lately because it's just like we ain't been liking a lot of niggas' drums that's been coming and playing shit.
Yeah.
So we like, bro, strip the drums. We gonna make the song like this. And then he'd go in and call me the next day. Bro, I was fucking with it last night, listen to this. Whole new version of the song with drums on it. So it's a collaborative effort, bro.
Yeah, that advocacy. And then also, too, somebody in the room that we know is going to be completely honest.
Yeah, it's necessary.
And it's also like, listen, man, the greatest records, albums, whatever that have ever been made, they're collaborative projects.
Facts.
If you want to talk about Lauryn Hill record, then you talking about Three Boys from Newark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about, you know, Dog Pound, Chronic, you know what that is. Dre, Snoop, Corrupt, RBX, Daz, Warren, whoever, you know what I'm saying?
Collaboration,
you know, so, and that's what you have to do. I think that's the thing that's also missing is that there's no real, like, projects. I'm talking, like, real bodies of work.
No,
I just saw
no. I'm not gonna let you do that because it is some shit out there. The problem is it's hard to find. It's hard to locate because the massive amount of shit, bro. Spotify uploads 100,000 songs a day.
Yeah.
It is very fucking hard to find quality shit in 100,000 people. That's 700,000 songs a week. How do you find the 7 songs that's actually good in 700,000 songs a week?
Yeah, and it makes you not appreciate it because you see it come out so much.
Exactly.
It's like, you know, somebody like, I'm about to drop a song. You're like, okay. Before it used to stop you a little bit more, you know, they hit you with the CD. Hey, check my CD out. You have to at least look at the jewel case.
Yeah.
Now you don't even see the music come out. You know, so he could be sitting here and like, yo, I just dropped something. You like, yo, when did that thing drop or something? He'd be like, oh, I dropped something yesterday. I dropped something before I walked in here. So
Yeah, because the
experience
experiences go.
agree.
I don't even know what 80% of these artists look like. You understand? Because, you know, you hear it and everything's in passing.
Because social media made it to where everybody could find their audience easy, right? So it's like in the early 2000s,
It's also a low bar.
it's very low bar, but it's so much money. It's so much money, and because of that, you can't tell where the bar is.
Well, also, like Ty was saying, we're talking to Brent Faiyaz's manager, and he was like, yo, because the bar is so low and people are seeing success with the low bar,
With the bar,
you're not going to see people try to like
yeah.
up it.
And then the people
It's
that
like,
try
yo,
to up it, unless you're like, you got a crazy fucking platform, it's very hard to up some shit in a society where everybody got their own community paying attention to them. So it's like, Cat Williams is the first nigga in damn near 2 years that's just made everybody be like, what that nigga doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, other than that, it's like you got Jonathan Majors doing shit over here. You got Kanye dropping a new album over here. You got academics on stream over here. You got Shade Room with their fans over here. You got Symba and his crew over here. You got LaRusso and his people over there. You got J. Cole and Drake and they folks over there. You got K-Dot and his people. Everybody spaced the fuck out, right? Big Hit going crazy right now.
Going crazy.
It's niggas that want to hear Big Hit. You know what I'm saying? So what we supposed to say? Don't drop music? Like, nah, nigga, drop that shit. Big Hit go crazy. Because it's niggas that want to hear it. He got an audience.
True.
Same way academics got an audience. Same way Drake got an audience. So niggas are entertained or not. Elliot Wilson, you know what I mean? Everybody's entertaining their own audience, which makes it hard for everybody to pay attention to one fucking thing. People used to be able to be like, Jay-Z got a new album coming out. He's performing at the VMAs, a new song tonight. And then Jay-Z's going to win these awards, and he's going to be there with Beyonce. So it's all eyes on Hov tonight, nigga. And that nigga dropped H to the Izzo wearing the Chicago Bulls jersey at the VMAs. And we like this.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Full attention.
We like this. Nowadays, that would have been going on. Academics over here shooting at Meek Mill. You know, he dissing him, Lil Baby. He dissing Lil Baby. He doing this. It's too much going on.
Yeah. Besides Kevin Hart, I think the last time that moment was draining him at Super Bowl.
Yeah, and the attention is spread it thin, man.
It's too much access. So it's like, find your community and rock with them. Ain't nobody doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Cat Williams said that shit perfect in the interview when he was talking about the younger comedians. He was like, the younger comedians ain't doing nothing wrong. They just up against shit we ain't have to go through. They growing up in a digital age to where it's more opportunities, but it's a lot more chances for them to fail. Same shit. Same shit. So it's like, ain't nobody doing nothing wrong. Like, entertain your audience. Like, if Sexy Red, Pussy Pink, and Booty Hole Brown, there's some girls out there who pussy pink and they booty hole brown. That's what they want to listen to. But that don't mean we ain't bumping rap, Sony. That don't mean we ain't listening to Coil Ray. That don't mean we ain't listening to Lotto or Nicki new shit fire.
Fire.
I think she just put out one of the best albums of the last fucking year. That J. Cole song crazy. Cardi on the way. It's room for everybody.
Yeah.
It's room for
Lovely perspective. Lovely perspective.
Yeah, you know, there's room for everybody, bro. Like, you don't just gotta be like, it goes back to the conversation we was saying. We can't expect things to be how we want them to be in our mind. Like, I hate when my uncle and them be telling me like, yeah, like, back in the day, the youngsters wasn't rapping like that. Nigga, this ain't back in the day. You feel me? Like,
Right now.
this is right now. So if you want back in the day, go listen to Back in the Day. Or go find the niggas that make you feel like back in the day. There's plenty of them. Yeah. I can name them. I can name plenty. Killer Mike just dropped a classic. Why we ain't talking about it?
Yeah, Mike.
You feel me?
Gravy and everything.
But niggas that say niggas ain't rapping no more.
Yeah.
Niggas ain't making good music. Killer Mike just did it. Yeah. Why we ain't talking about it?
Like you're saying, it's the level of discovery is way harder now.
Way harder.
Because if it's not on, if you listen to Spotify, they got their charts. Most people don't look past that. Apple got their Messiah charts. And if somebody's not telling you, you need to go listen to that.
You don't even.
Look, it's like your timeline.
Yeah.
You know, like something pop up, you be like, oh,
Yeah.
if you get to click on it, it's gone.
Yeah. They don't know how to find it. Like, where did I see that?
Yeah, so you might see him later on that day and be like, yo, what you listening to?
Yeah.
And then you miss it, you like, oh yeah, I was
just saying that all the time, man.
yeah, it's different, man.
Same thing, bro.
Different era, man.
It's just a different time.
Yeah. But there's room. There's room, and you know, we got to get out of that thinking of like there's not a room enough.
I think something's coming though. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, something's going to happen which is going to make it easier to cipher through all of the access. I feel like it's very diluted right now. You know what I mean? I was talking to my little 8-year-old cousin on Christmas, and I'm just like trying to pick his brain. You feel me? And I'm like, yeah, what apps you on, right? He's showing me, we be on Snapchat and be like Snapchat. I'm like, niggas still be on Snapchat. The kids. He look at me and say, y'all still be on Instagram? Yeah. So I'm like, what you mean? I'm like, yeah, I be on Instagram. He's like, nah, man. Instagram is like LinkedIn for us. You know? I'm like, wait, what? He said, yeah, we just look at Instagram to make sure y'all approved. So kids ain't even on Instagram, bro. You know what I'm saying? We just go in there to make sure, oh, he official, he be boo boo, or I can follow him on Snap.
Yeah, IG done turned into the new Facebook. Yeah. You went to your auntie.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who am I to tell my nephew, no, you need to get with this Instagram shit. Nah, nephew, you right, nigga. You right. I'm on Snapchat now. Talking to my nephew and all his partners. What we doing today? You know what I'm saying?
I was just talking about some friends that we're doing some other business, but Snapchat actually has more daily users than Instagram and TikTok combined.
Mm-hmm.
But for a generation like us, it's old. It's been deemed as but the kids are the consumers, right? You know what I mean? Like the kids, that's what they watch TV. They don't watch TV. They watch YouTube of other kids doing things, and they, you know.
Nuts.
No, but you know what's funny? I seen a funny analogy of that, right? So the guy says to the kid, y'all watch other kids do other things that y'all can do. He said, well, y'all watch basketball. Yeah. Can't y'all go outside dribble a basketball? Can't you go outside throw a football? So it was a funny analogy. I was like, we all do it. We just do it in a different way.
Good. And look what's happening with that. Like, shit, let's just be real. Sports is what's saving cable. But nobody fucking watch cable unless you watch the sports. And look what's slowly happening with that. Amazon got Thursday night. Peacock got the Monday night.
You got that money?
Peacock got this, you know what I'm saying?
They show basketball games on Max.
It's changing.
No backs.
But Peacock is NBC?
Yeah, but it's an app. You know what I'm saying? Where NBC is getting converted into what the fuck is going on? Because they know you ain't just going to NBC no more. You know, so it's like adapt or die, bro.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Adapt or die.
I'm talking. Your bias to have you fucked up.
Yeah, you stuck in your ways.
Stuck in their ways.
Bro, imagine all the people, I be telling my mama and them this. My mama them be getting mad at me because I be roasting them sometimes because they be like having their phone out and shit and they be doing this. Like with one finger with the phone and shit. And I be like, that's for y'all telling motherfuckers not to get computers back in the 80s. You know what I mean? Don't bring that shit in my house. Yeah, that's why y'all bought it. You feel me? Yeah. We abandoned the shit that was coming in. We figured it out. So it's like, I don't want to be, I got a son. I don't want to be that dad to where it's like, he coming to me trying to tell me about some shit that's going on and I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is going on? Like, imagine your kid coming to you like, hey, Dad, I'm about to get on my Twitch account. I'm getting paid thousands of dollars to play these video games. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You can't help them.
Also, for us, we want to be the fly parent.
Got it.
Like, you don't want to be like my daughter, you know what I'm saying, plays club volleyball, somewhere around a bunch of girls, right? we got a bunch of traveling to do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you want to be the cool parent. Niggas can act like they don't want to, but you want to be like, your dad, he was in the Travis. You know what I'm saying? Your dad, why? He know this shit. You don't want to be that dude where he's like, look at your pops. You know what I'm saying? I never, because I see other people's pops and be like, man, your pops, like, you should tell him to put on some.
When I was in middle school, we were going to a dance, me and my brother, and we went to the girls' houses to take them. We walk in, I see these two older people in the front room, and so like, oh, they're in the back, and we're like, oh, your grandpa's really nice. He's like, that's my dad. And I was like,
because he's sitting there with the side rocking chair, like, see it.
Over toasted.
Every generation of ways, kid.
Before we get out of here, one, congratulations on the release. I saw all the PR for your new shoes.
Yeah, it's not out yet.
Not out yet, but
we on the way out.
What's up?
We on the way out. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. This is actually a collab of mine with my good friend Omar Bailey, black owner.
MJ is crazy.
Yeah, them shit's crazy.
Called the Stomper, man. We stomping on business. I met Omar a few years ago, and we just kind of like I say, bro, that day 3 work. You know what I mean? You start just relating through growth and wanting more, just having conversations. So we having conversations about the shoe industry. Yeah, we having conversations about the shoe industry and music, and we just really like talking about how similar it is. And like kind of where I was at the time in music is where he was in the shoe space. And Omar is somebody that came from being the head of Yeezy Innovation. So he was somebody that would come up with a lot of concepts for Ye. You know, Ye would approve if the concepts was cool enough to go to the next level or whatever it may be. So when he started his own thing, I was like, man, you know, anything I could do to help. You know what I mean? Just you start your own shoe company as a black man, bro, is, you know what I mean? It's hard enough. And then you being somebody with taste. Not just being somebody that's just trying to make a shoe to make a shoe. Like you actually being somebody that designed the Yeezys we wore. Or like did things with Supreme and, you know what I mean, did like real shit in the culture. So I was like, man, I'd be doing us a disservice not to support you. So one day, I pulled up to the factory and he was showing me this concept. And bro, we just got to talking and, you know what I mean, how can we do this, how can we do that? And it put me in a space of like, loving shoes and then, you know what I mean? Because I got into this space with music where it was like music, go, hit record, go to the next phase, get to the next step to where, bro, I'm not getting dressed every day. I'm just waking up, brushing my teeth, throwing some shit on, going to the studio. But part of this whole thing is entertainment, is us getting fly. Right. You know what I mean? Us creating the uniform to where if somebody want to be us for Halloween, they know the hat to wear and know the shoes to go get. Yeah. So I had to get back into the essence of just, not just the music of hip hop culture, but just like what we dress like, the shoes we like to wear. And us just kind of seeing so many bunk ass shoes come out. You know what I mean? We was like, bro, we gotta do some shit, like make some shit that just kind of, you know, uplift the culture. Yeah. And we came up with the Stomper, man. We're going to be releasing in these next few months. And I'm learning a lot just about the shoe space. Like, you know, you can't just draw some shit, print it up, and then it comes and you like, oh, I want to make the sole smaller. It's like, nigga, that shit might take 6 months. You know what I mean? In production, right? And it's coming from way over there. So it's like, it's all these things that go into it, so it's a very tedious process to where you start to understand I have to be sure about what I'm sending to production because I just don't want to be running up a budget because it's there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I've learned a lot just throughout this process with this shoe, and I'm excited about it, bro. It would have been out, but I'm kind of trying to time it around my album, so. Okay. Yeah. And so in the way.
Love it. Nah, man. Appreciate you. I'm glad we finally got to sit down.
Yeah. Got to meet too. Yeah.
Pleasure.
Duke, man.
Pleasure meeting y'all.
You know, Duke did Easy for Kanye and Game.
Word?
Yeah. Yeah.
I produced that joint.
That's right. Okay.
I get a little busy.
Yeah, no, excited for everything upcoming. We'll have to definitely do this again.
Definitely.
I feel like we could have probably talked for like 8 hours, man.
No, we're gonna run it back when the music come out.
Yeah.
You sure?
Can't wait till y'all hear that.
I'll run it back when the music come out. And I'm not gonna be doing a lot of interviews this year. It's certain people I want to talk to where I feel like it's platforms that represent the culture and the way of growth. You know what I mean? I feel like I've done a lot of interviews and gave people a lot of access, but now it's time to do the right things with the right people who shouldn't be highlighted, like people like you guys.
Appreciate it. And that is a lot.
You know, Him 500 and No Vulture and Bootleg Kev and certain platforms to where it's like they innovating the culture and keeping us informed rather than trying to chase a moment to go viral.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of what I want to be a part of. So salute to y'all.
I get down.
Good.
Boy.
Sign off.
Man. Yeah, like you said, I think we could have talked another couple hours, but yeah, man. Live from LA, signing off. Symba, Dude, Chief Johnson, Malik Rashid. This has been a sweet life.
Peace.